Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pulse of Spokane. Today, I'm with Travis from a new restaurant here in town called Chowderhead. So, Travis, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And so, let's just get started with it. You guys opened up, what, 2 months ago?
Yeah,
right?
2 months ago on March 7th was our first day. Yeah.
And how's it been going since?
It's been going great. I've learned a lot in the last 2 months. I mean, it's just been something that's like required my constant attention, but um, the response that I've gotten from the public and like the surrounding area has been incredible. Word of mouth is huge. People are talking about it,
Especially in Spokane. with the
especially
small
in
business
Spokane.
community.
Yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
yep.
So like, I mean, I'm really really proud of everything that's going on and how well it's gone so far. I mean, like I couldn't be happier with
Now,
it.
previously, you also were a chef, correct?
Yeah, and like I've worked at a couple places around town. I worked at Wild Sage. Was a baker and like dessert guy there for a year or
Right.
two or something, and then I worked at Iron Goat Brewery for about 4 or 5 years, and then I worked for Tony Brown for roughly 6 months until he decided that he was going to sort of downsize his operation. And that's sort of how I was approached with taking over that space and becoming a restaurateur, as they say. Like it was.
Right.
Yeah. And so I was totally in the right place at the right time. I worked for Tony when that property was Mick Ruins, and I turned it into Chowderhead, and now that's my restaurant.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. And so, what kinds of food do you guys do? Deli meats, I think, was one of them. Sandwiches.
Yeah, so I have one cold sandwich on, and that's the turkey pesto that you're probably referring to. But we have a soup menu that's got 4 soups on it, sometimes 5. If I feel like we need to throw an extra one on there, like a broth or whatever, a broth soup. And I've got a small breakfast menu that's got 4 items on it. I've got a sandwich menu that's got 6 or 7 sandwiches, and then I've got a salad menu that has 4 or 5 large entree-sized salads with accompanying sides and sauces and all that stuff. So the menu is somewhat limited, but all very well executed, all very well thought out, and like definitely chef-driven and just very well done.
And how would you compare the experience of being your own chef, owning your own business, to working opposed to another chef underneath?
Well, the best example that I could like put plainly is that when you're working for somebody else and somebody comes in like 5 minutes before you're supposed to close, that's usually kind of looked down upon. Like if you're a line cook, it's like, oh dang it, like we're almost done and now people are coming in, and
Not
like
another
now that I own
customer.
the place, I'm just like, yes, like come in 30 seconds before we close. Like I mean, you gain this perspective that is completely different than when you're working for someone else. You just really want to try to do all you can to do a good job and to make your money,
To satisfy
and
the customer.
exactly,
Yeah.
and also leave an impression on those people so that they'll come
Exactly.
back.
And one of the greatest things that we just talked about was the word of mouth here in Spokane and how that has had an impact on your business too. Because usually when you start a business, you have those startup, you could call it issues, problems, paying your employees, trying to make sure that they get it on time, and the consumer, like getting the right amount of customers and stuff. But you haven't had any of that at all.
No, right out of the gate, it's been pretty busy. In fact, we budgeted to have an advertising. To have some advertising or whatever, and
Right.
I've totally put that on hold.
Just because you've
I
been
mean,
so busy,
we're
you
full.
wouldn't need it. You
Yeah,
don't
we're
need
full.
it.
Like, what more can we advertise for when people are waiting to sit down and waiting 30 or 40 minutes sometimes for a table to open up?
So if I wanted to go in, when is the best time for you guys
The
right
best
now?
time to go in is early afternoon.
Okay.
The lunch rush between like 11 and 1 is always very busy. It seems like it doesn't matter what day it is. Even Monday is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, weekdays, early afternoon is the best time because people get in, they get their lunch, they go back to work, and then all of a sudden, our tiny little restaurant is cleared out, and it's so funny how it happens. Like they all show up, they all leave, Yeah, like almost simultaneously.
I used to work at A&W for about 9 or 10 months.
Yeah.
And our lunch rushes on Saturdays, oh my goodness, we would have lines all the way out and across the mall.
Yeah.
It was just so busy.
It seems like it's a lot more drawn out on Saturdays too. Like we don't have that definitive like 11 to 1 or 11 to 2 kind of thing. It's like this slow burn like all day, like you're just steady cooking all day long. And so Saturdays are a little bit different. They're definitely our busiest day, but yeah, I mean if you get in like before the lunch rush or like directly after it, that's like the prime time, I would say.
Perfect, because I plan on going down in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, come on in, man.
Yeah, fantastic. And so with this recent success, do you guys expect to continue to just stay this busy throughout the rest of the year? Or do you think different time periods will have different customer volumes? Like, for example, Hoop Fest.
I mean, if I had like a crystal ball and I could look 2 or 3 months into the future, I would really, really like that, because I've got this. For some reason, I think that when it gets really hot out and it's it's June or July, like Hoop Fest, like you said, like there's a ton of people. Like I really hope that business doesn't decline just because everybody thinks we're a suit place or whatever. But
don't worry about that.
I'm really hoping that we've gained enough traction in the first 3 months of business that they know that we have salads and we have sandwiches and we have
soup place. You have a wide variety.
Exactly, and that we're not just a soup place, and that we have things that that could carry us through those hot months. If not, I've thought of doing like a burrito menu or putting on a broth soup menu that's kind of not as heavy as the chowders that we run, or so we've been doing burgers Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We do a burger, like a smash burger special. So like I have these ideas of like things that I can try and do if that does happen.
Right.
But like I'm really hoping
popular.
That it doesn't, but if it does, I'm prepared for that.
That's good.
Yeah.
With obviously having a new business and especially a restaurant, I think you've really placed it at the right time, because we're coming out of the COVID pandemic. People are starting to go back to eat at sit-down restaurants or just food in general. And I think just opening Chowderhead like right after that Omicron variant, I think perfect timing on your end.
Yeah, and that was one of those things that, like I was telling you before we started chatting, that I mean it's just something that I could not have planned. It was one of those things that totally just worked out. I think maybe 5 days after we opened, the indoor mask mandate was lifted, and there was just this collective sigh of people that were like, "Oh, finally, it's somewhat over or whatever." And I think people like you said, are a little more comfortable going out and sitting in a restaurant that's as compact as ours is, because
we're finally free.
Yeah, but man, we get 40 people in there. It's kind of tight,
Okay.
It's a tiny little restaurant.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I got to ask, being a chef, being a restaurant owner, without picking yours, what would you say your favorite restaurant here in Spokane is?
Probably, I really like Wooden City. I've been to Wooden City probably a dozen times, and every time I've been there, they just knock it out of the park. Their service is excellent. Their food's really good. The restaurant's super clean. They have really good drinks. And I just can't say enough good things about Wooden City. Plus, I know their chef Peyton. He's my buddy. He's a super good dude, and he comes and supports Chowderhead as well.
That's awesome.
So I love Wooden City. I also really like Park Lodge on the west end of Kendall Yards. Super, super nice restaurant. Their patio is probably one of my favorite in Spokane. If you go there during the summer, probably about 7:30 when the sun's setting, you're right kind of on the river, and I mean it's way down there. You're kind of up on this balcony, but it's incredible. It's like one of the best places to have
great
dinner.
weather, and you're able to sit out there.
It's
and
awesome.
Enjoy it. So go check out Chowderhead, which is located at
825 North Monroe Street, right by the courthouse.
Alrighty. Well, Travis, thank you so much for coming on to the Pulse of Spokane today.
Well, that was it. That's awesome.
I know. Yeah, it's pretty short, right?
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
I
I
know.
put an hour and a half on my meter. I was like, man, I don't know what I'm signing up for.
Well, maybe I should have told you prior
It's all
to
good.
this.
It's all
But
good.
Any final words you want to say to?
No,
viewers?
I'm happy that you guys thought of me. To come on this show. Your guys' production here is amazing, and
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
I just I love local things. I love everything Spokane, and you guys are really kind of putting that out there.
We really try to. I mean, being in the business to support small businesses can be hard.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're trying to do is overall just make a positive impact. If you have something to share, we want to hear it. We want to let our viewers know, because overall Spokane has always had that small city vibe.
Yeah, and I think it always will. And
I hope so. I don't want it to become the next Seattle.
it won't. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Come to Chowderhead. Come have a sandwich. Come have a beer. Come have a soup. Come check us out.
Yes, sir. And thank you so much for coming on. And thank you for joining in. Have a wonderful day.
Hi, this is Larry Myers, normally at River Ridge Hardware, here at Peters Hardware, where I've been blessed to be able to buy it. Initially started in 1934 by Bill Peters, and I was blessed to be able to purchase that from the Peters family. Peters Hardware is located at 12118 East Sprague, enter off of Pines and First. We have all the quality home products that you need, including quality paint now, where we can match any color that you want. We're here for you for all your home needs. Come on by to Peters Hardware in Spokane Valley.
Are you looking for something generational, timeless, with historical truth? Then We the People Interactive Calendar is right for you, designed for the generations. With over hundreds of historical dates and funny cartoons, We the People Calendar makes the perfect conversation starter about America's history, what the founders intended, and why it's important today. Our mission is to expand conversations as we all learn together in our pursuit of truths. Let us add to the legacy of our ancestors. To get started, scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen and begin your conversation today.